Hello, geography students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your maps for chapter 7 and 8, talking about Mexico and the Caribbean. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our political map and then eventually our physical map. So, what you might want to have handy are a couple different colored pencils or pens. In this case, anything that is labeled blue on this political map, that is a country, and anything that's red is basically a capital. If it is in green, it's talking about kind of a region. So we're going to start with the green and talk about two regions within the Caribbean. One is known as the Greater Antilles. And I'm going to set that right about there. What we mean by the Greater Antilles are the bigger islands that are within the Caribbean. Then there is another region known as the Lesser Antilles. And this is talking about a group of smaller islands. And just so you know, there's far more than what you see here on this map that make up kind of the eastern part of the Caribbean. All right, we're going to start with our countries and capitals, and we're going to go big here. So we're going to talk about Mexico, and its capital is obviously Mexico City. Just south of Mexico, we have Guatemala, and easy enough, kind of like Mexico City, its capital is Guatemala City. That should make it a little bit easier, right? Below that, we have El Salvador. Its capital is San Salvador. It's one of the smaller countries within Central America. Kind of further down the coast here, we have, oops, grab that. We have Nicaragua, which is this area right here. Its capital is Managua. Then we have Costa Rica. Its capital is San Jose. And then kind of coming down here at the southern tip, we've got Panama, and its capital is Panama City. So kind of going along the eastern side, we have a smaller country here just kind of south of the Yucatan Peninsula known as Belize, and its capital is Belmopan. And then right next to that, or very close to that, you have Honduras, and its capital is Tegucigalpa. All right, now we're going to move into the Caribbean. If I can get everything situated here. There we go. All right, our biggest island that we have here is Cuba, and its capital is Havana. Then we have a group of islands, and I'm going to tell you right now, your map probably doesn't do it justice. There are far more than what you see pictured here, but that would be the Bahamas, and its capital is Nassau. All right, we have a larger island here. This island is known as Hispaniola, but there are two countries that are on Hispaniola. In the west, you have the nation of Haiti, and its capital is Port-au-Prince. And on the eastern side of the island, you have the country of the Dominican Republic, and its capital is Santo Domingo. This island right here, this is Puerto Rico, and its capital is San Juan. And kind of coming down here on the bottom side, we have the country of Jamaica, and its capital is Kingston. All right, that is everything for the political map. We're going to turn the page and take a look at the physical map. So on the physical map, anything that is in the red is basically talking about mountain ranges or a mountain peak. And if it's in blue, then it's talking about a body of water. So perhaps maybe for the purposes of making things a little bit easier for labeling, here we go, you may want to use the same colors. When we get to the test, that's probably what I'm going to use as well. All righty. So we're going to take a look at our mountain ranges to start with. And we're going to start with the one peak here. This is Popocatépetl. And this is actually a volcano not very far from the city of Mexico City. Then we have two major mountain ranges. And this is how I try to keep it straight in my mind because they're both kind of known as the Sierra Madres, but one is in the east and one's in the west. And I always try to think about it in terms of like Christopher Columbus. Columbus thought he was traveling to the Orient. And so I'm going to say the item that is on the eastern coast here, these are Sierra Madre Orientals, thinking that, those people who were exploring here thought that for some reason this was the Orient. And when they found out that it wasn't the Orient, then we have this other series of mountains kind of near the Pacific end on the west side of Mexico, known as the Sierra Madre Occidentals, meaning that it might have been a little bit of an accident. All right, let's talk about bodies of water. We have our Gulf of Mexico. This is basically between Baja California and basically the main part of Mexico. We have our Pacific Ocean. And then we have this river that kind of separates parts of the United States, primarily bordering Texas and Mexico. In the United States, this is known as the Rio Grande, but down in Mexico, the same river is known as Rio Bravo. All right, let's talk about other bodies of water. We've got our Atlantic Ocean. We also have our Caribbean Sea. Between the peninsula that makes up Florida and Cuba, we have the Straits of Florida. Down south here, we have our country of Panama. And so we actually have the man-made feature of the Panama Canal that's kind of splitting Panama in half. And on the south end of that, down here on the bottom, we have the Gulf of Panama. All right. In the country of Nicaragua, probably should be a little bit more up like that, we have Lake Nicaragua, okay, which is right in here. And then we have our Gulf of Mexico, this whole body of water. And then finally, we have our Yucatan Channel. This separates the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico to the western tip of Cuba. All right, that's everything that you should have for your physical and political maps. Thank you very much.